Good evening, fellow YouTubers, and welcome to a meditation stream of Arizona Therapy Vids and Streams. Welcome in. It is now 10:06 p.m. on Saturday. What's the date? Saturday, I can't see it.
June 18th,
June
2022.
Yep. And welcome in, guys. What's up, Panka? How are you doing? Welcome to a calmer episode of this. I hope everybody has had a decent day. I hope everybody's having a good time. And I hope everybody's doing well. What's up, sis? Okay, Shelly, if you'd like to say anything, go right ahead. So, but anyway, my sis says hi, Shelly.
Hi, Auntie. Now,
You see, I do realize that.
so I'm trying to do a meditation, but I was waiting for somebody to get out the room.
With me? Oh,
But everybody needs to listen to this because a lot of things have been happening. A lot of stress. So what we need to do, breathe in and breathe out. Because you see, the more we do that, you breathe in and breathe out, the stress continues to leave. But as you sit there and breathe in and breathe out, you need to think about everything. So everything that is bothering you right now. You inhale. And as you exhale, you think about how it's leaving your body and your mind. Because a lot of people need to focus on that. You also need to focus on your energy. Focus on your positive energy. Not your negative energy where you lash out and things start happening. No. Your good energy, your positive energy is the ones where you show your happy side and you do good things. And you will start to feel it when you really focus on it. When you sit there and really focus on that energy, you will feel calm.
and I'd like to speak about a few things in a positive, and as positive in a way as I can. I know on this platform, many different people get pulled, twisted, and turned in many different directions. Many different minds operate in extraordinary ways. And some of us, during the path of life, we tend to get lost. We tend to lose who we really are. and why God placed us upon this earth. Because I believe that every person, hello Carmen, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hello.
Good to see you. You see, every person on this earth is born with a purpose, born with a gift, born with a reason for being here. And it's up to each and every individual to find it. And once you find that path, it's best to go with that path. A lot of us get confused. A lot of us stray due to maybe personal problems. The problems of the world is what I'm trying to say. And what you have to learn to understand is the first problem that you must look at is the one that's internal. Because the first problem and the first solution to that problem
And
begins with you.
I want to add something too. I want everybody who's listening to this right now, look in the mirror and look deep in that mirror and see who you really see. Because that is who you are. No matter what no one says about you, no matter what anyone thinks of you, that person in the mirror, that's you. And no one can take that from you. No one can take the person that you are today. No one can take it from you. And it's up to you to decide on what you want to do with your life. It's no one else's choice but yours. If you want to go to a road where no one likes, then that's your choice. It's no one else's choice. They can't make decisions for you. You make your own decisions. And if it's the right decision, you'll know. If it's the wrong decision, you'll know. Like, no one can control what you do or say. Period. Because then we'll all be like robots. We'll all be like robots, just being controlled with everything we do and everything that we say. And that's not the right way to go. See, that's why God gave us freedom of speech. Because we get to say and do whatever we want, so we don't feel like we're controlled. And a lot of people on here don't understand that. A lot of people on here listen to other people, listen to other people's trash, to listen to other people's comments, other people's stuff they gotta say. And that's not the right way to go, because then they're controlling you.
And think about this. The path to life is like a rushing tornado at times. It flings you everywhere, in many, many different places, and it places you in many, many different situations. And the thing that you must understand that is true, do you either run away from it or learn from it?
You don't want to be that person where someone tells you, oh, you can't do this because you're this type of person. You don't want to be that person that says, okay, I'm not going to do it. Because why? Because you're proving to them that you're not worth nothing. You're not worth nothing when you really are. You can do whatever you put your mind to. If you want to go and be a millionaire, you can do it. If you want to go and be in movies and become an actor, a serious movie star, you can do it. If you want to go travel the whole world, you can do it. Anything in this world that you see people doing today, you can do it. Don't ever doubt yourself, because that doubt is the one that's going to kick your butt in the end. That's the one that's going to put you down. That's the one that's going to gripe your mind to the fullest. You need to learn to have mind over matter. And a lot of people don't understand that either. A lot of people don't know what mind over matter is. And mind over matter to me is that you put your mind into anything and it will work out like that. I know it doesn't work out overnight. It's never going to work out overnight. Of course not. That's just the same thing as working out. It takes progress. It's not going to happen that day. No. It's going to take months or years. But at the end of the day, guess what? You're going to accomplish your goal. You're going to be that millionaire. You're going to be climbing to the top of Mount Everest. You're going to be that person in those movies that you see today. You're going to be that person that proves yourself wrong. That doubt, you're going to prove it wrong, because you're going to say to yourself in the future, hey, I doubted myself back then, but now I'm successful. Now I'm doing better. Because why? Why I say this? I used to be suicidal. I used to be that girl that was stuck on lean for almost 13 years. I used to be that girl that got stuck on weed for like 8 years. I used to be that girl that used to think life owed me a living, owed me something.
And the question that, what are you doing? We were on a great thing and it just cut off. There it is.
I'm not done. But I used to be that person that doubted myself, that cut myself, that asked the world to owe me something. I used to pray to God that I do not die the next day. Like that's how bad I risked my life. I used to do so much stuff that I would doubt my own self, that I wouldn't be anything in life, that I wouldn't be the person that I thought I was gonna be. But guess what? Guess what? Now I have a family. Now I am like 2 months sober off of drugs. I don't do drugs no more. I'm 2 months sober. I have a family. I'm happy. I'm happy. I can finally say that I am happy in life. I can finally break that demon that I've been fighting for so many years. I can finally tell that, hey, I'm finally happy and you're not gonna win this time. I can finally say that. And now I can finally move forward in life. I can finally do what I wanted to do. I can finally go to cosmetology school. I can finally do what I want to do, accomplish my dreams. And guess what? After overdosing 3 times in a row, after, going through so many abuses in life, I still can say I'm happy. And if I can say that, then you can do it. This man right here that's about to talk, he went through so much in his life, and guess what? He's here, and he's happy. He's not letting nobody telling him what to do or control him. Because guess what? He can fight his own stuff.
What's up, Brandon?
Because guess what? It's not just himself that's making himself this way. It's God guiding him through. Because he knows how bad he suffered.
Here's a question that is pretty common that you must ask yourself. Who are you? Do you know who you really are? Are you content with who you are and where you are in life? Or do you want to change? Or do you want to be the best of the best of the best of the best? And let me tell you, nothing good comes easy. Nothing good is a simple thing. No, it's not. It's through hard work and dedication. That's the only thing that you can achieve true whatever you want. Whether it's being happy with other people or being happy with just yourself.
And another thing, you can't expect to be happy if you're not happy with your own self. You can't expect to love somebody if you don't love your own self. Self-love is way important before you even start a relationship, because guess what? I never loved myself back then. And I went through relationships that never worked because I didn't love myself. My parents, I never respected them because I didn't love myself. I wasn't happy with myself. Every time I looked in the mirror, I felt like I was scum of the earth, like I didn't deserve to be living. But as soon as I found out to love myself, oh man, life is so much easier. Life is not so hard. Yeah, there's bumps in the road, and there's gonna be bumps in the road, because guess what? We are all imperfect. Nobody is perfect here. Not in this world. Nobody is perfect. But guess what? Just because those bumps in the road are in our life doesn't mean that it's gonna ruin it. What we do from there, what we do from that point on with those bumps, is what's gonna help us through in life. Yeah, exactly, Brandon. I got older. I was 18. And I thought that I was never gonna live past 21. I'm 22. I never thought I would live past 21. I always thought I would die at a young age, because of the life I was living, because of how I was, because I only depended on drugs to keep me happy. I depended on people that never gave a crap about me. I depended on people that only depended on me for what I had. But guess what? I cut those people off. I replaced them with good friends. My life is better now. I'm 22 and I'm still going strong. 2 months sober. 2 months sober off of drugs. And I'm proud to be who I am. There's bumps in the road that I go through, and everyone goes through it because, like I said, we're all imperfect human beings. The only perfect human being that was on this earth was Jesus Christ. There is nobody on this earth that doesn't go through bumps in the road or that doesn't go through struggles. And we're gonna keep going through it. We're gonna keep going through it. Sorry to say, but it's true. But what we do from that point on, those bumps in the road, what action we take is very, very important. Because if we take the wrong action, then our life won't be as good as we thought. Brandon, here's my advice to you. If you do any mistakes in life, whether it be a bad mistake or a good mistake, don't even worry about it, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's gonna make big mistakes or small mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is ever gonna be perfect in this world. Nobody's gonna be perfect. But guess what? What you can do is, okay, I made that mistake, okay. But what you do from that point on is what's more important. That's what you got to think about. What are you going to do from there? Are you going to keep doing that mistake, or are you going to get up off your feet and keep walking?
See,
Are you going to sit down? Are you going to make yourself sit down? Or are you going to get up, whether you have blood on your face or not, and keep walking? Are you going to stand strong and keep walking? Because I had to go through that. When I had bumps in the road and it put me flat on my butt, and I was scratched up from head to toe, I thought I was going to be there for the rest of my life. Until one day, I got up and spat on that floor, and I said, heck no, I'm not letting that get to me. Even though I was weak, I got up and I kept walking. And pretty soon, I got stronger and stronger and stronger. Now the bumps in the road don't even matter to me anymore. They could punch me, they could bruise me. I'm still strong enough to walk. Yes, please, do not let that drain your energy, especially your good energy, because the good energy matters. That's what matters through your whole entire body, is that good energy. Because if you let bad energy get to you so bad where it fogs up your whole entire brain, you're not going to think well. It's going to intoxicate you.
I wanted to tell you guys a story. It's a little story about my life, and you guys could choose to believe this or not. When I was growing up, I really, Michelle.
Exactly. No one's gonna know everything in the world. No, because we're not that intelligent. Sadly, it's true. Everybody wants to achieve intelligency. Everybody wants to be the smartest person in the world, but that's never gonna happen. Because nobody in this world is gonna know every single dinky thing that's happening around here. No, because that's just impossible. But you can control what you do, and you can focus on what you want to achieve in life. Whether it be just a small little dinky thing, you can achieve it, bro. Even if it's just trying to be happy, or like trying to do something in life, like getting a bag of groceries. If you struggle doing that, you can actually do it. If you put your mind into it, anything you put your mind into this world, bro, I'm telling you, that is the key to everything. Like I said, if you want to be a millionaire, it's going to take some steps. It's going to take some steps up, but you're going to achieve it somehow. Just how AZ said, it's dedication and hard work. It pays off at the end of the day.
Yep, and I wanted to tell you all a story before we continue on. Unless Michelle's got more conversation.
Exactly. There will be bad and good days, because trust me, Brandon, I get everything that you're saying because I went through it. I went through the bad times, the really, really bad times where I thought that I was never gonna even have a family. I thought I was gonna be dropped dead by the age of 16 years old, dude. Like, everything I went through, I don't want to say too much on here because, it's personal, but I was very suicidal, okay? I was very suicidal, and people took me out of my own bathroom. They had to break in there and take me out of there with my bloody wrists and a can of pills in my hands. Like, people had to take me out of there. And if I didn't open that door, they would call 911. They would call 911 because I didn't want to open the door, because I was on the floor just crying. But guess what?
Yep.
Out of all those times I did that, and out of all those times that my so-called friends used me for my freaking money, or if I had weed that day, they would use me for that. You know, all those times, I'm like, dude, this ain't the life I want. This is not the life I wanna live. I don't wanna live on the edge of the line where if I step wrong, I'm gonna fall. No, I got tired of that. I said, you know what? I'm about to find God. I wanna know who he really is so he can help me. This ain't no preaching. This is just my experience. And I found him, and guess what? He's been guiding me ever since. Sometimes he don't even have to guide me because I already know what to do.
Yep.
You know, all those friends that used me and freaking was fake as hell, I cut them off. The drugs part, I cut them off because guess what? You don't use drugs as crutches. That's a wussy way out. That's a wussy way out. If you use drugs for crutches in your life, if you use alcohol for crutches in your life just to numb the pain, if you can't take pain, then you need to work on it. It's gonna take time. It's gonna knock you on your ass. It's gonna make you wanna quit. It's gonna make you wanna be miserable for the rest of your life. But guess what? You take all of that and you say, screw you, I don't wanna deal with you no more. I'm about to get up and put my strength back up. And you keep walking through that road of life. And eventually, you'll see your prize soon. You gotta work for it. It's not gonna come to you. That's just not how it's gonna work. How are you gonna, it's just like a job. How do you expect to get paid if you don't work for it? If you don't put the time in? If you don't freaking work and put time in, how are you gonna get paid? Thank you, Brandon.
Brandon, you're a very good person. We thank you. God bless you as well. And also, I want to tell y'all something. That's happened to me, that I went through. You see, growing up, I didn't really have that much parental love, so to speak, or parental attention, or parental guidance. The only guide that I had was myself. Because, you know, mom was always busy trying to put food on the table, and so was my dad. And when it came to studies, my mom didn't know what she was doing because she was too busy. You know, welcome back. But my mom didn't know what she was doing because she was too busy trying to basically pay the bills and try to keep the house in order. Michelle?
Hey, Brandon. Here's the advice for you that I would give you before AZ finishes his story. Trust your intentional instinct. If you feel like that's a scam, what you're doing, I would trust my gut and just stop. Whatever it is that you're doing, I would just stop. If I feel it in my gut that it's wrong, like if I feel that energy going through my stomach and I feel it really heavy, I would not trust it. But hey, you gotta find out somehow. But I pray that everything goes well for you. Much love, And thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Yeah, love and prayers go to you, Brandon. And whatever you do, God bless you. But anyway, like I said, I didn't have much parental support, parental guidance when I was growing up. I didn't got shit. The only thing that I got was what I earned, was what I learned by myself. And for a while there, I felt like that's all I had was myself. I felt like I was my only best friend. And I left it at that for a long time. I didn't want to be part of the crowd. I didn't want to be part of the people. I wanted to be in a class on my own. And I did it. I stayed on my own. Oh, Michelle.
Exactly, Brandon. Just trust in yourself, trust your instincts. If you feel like something ain't right, just trust it, dude. Because there's a lot of times in my life where I didn't trust nothing, but I did it anyway, and it ended up so wrong. And I wish I could take everything I did back then back. Yep. Those people that I was around, they did me wrong, bro. They manipulated me. They got me into some BS that I didn't want to be in. And if I trusted my gut, I would have never been in those situations in the first place. I would have never been thinking that my life was worth nothing. If only I trusted my gut and if I trusted my family. Because even my family was telling me to not do the things that I used to do back then. But I didn't listen because I didn't care. I was too busy just trying to live life like if I was going to die tomorrow.
But like I said, when I grew up, I didn't have that much support when I grew up. The only person that supported me ever was myself and God. And for a while, that's all I thought about. I didn't socialize with other kids. No, I didn't socialize with other people. I stayed to myself. But pretty soon, that self-isolation got to me. And I still self-isolate to this day. Because sometimes I get to the point to where I feel depressed, to where I feel hurt, to where I just want to give up, where I just want to quit. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, Brandon, like I said, back then when I was young, because I'm 22 now, so I was wilding out when I was 16, because 16, every 16-year-old thinks the same thing, like, oh, I want to explore, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to know how this feels like. Like, no, I knew deep down in my heart and in my gut it was wrong to do. I know it was wrong to go to parties, especially house parties where there's a whole bunch of people. And I knew it was wrong to drink heavily, like bottles and bottles and bottles until I got blacked out and didn't know what I was doing. I knew that was wrong because then I wouldn't know what I'd do next, because up to now I still don't remember what I did. But I know it was bad because I ended up in a bad situation. I don't want to say too much on here, but it was bad. It was a bad situation, and I wish I could take that back. I wish I could take everything back. I met a guy. He wasn't the one for me. He messed up my entire head. Up to now, I still wish I never met him. So yeah, just trust yourself, because sometimes your gut knows you more than you know
your heart.
Your heart, because your heart sometimes plays tricks on you. Believe it or not, emotional feelings sometimes messes up your brain. It sometimes messes up your actions. If you take emotional actions, sometimes you're not gonna like the outcome. So that's why you trust your gut. If you feel like something ain't right, you speak up and you say something, or you don't do it.
Yep, exactly. See, for a while there, I self-isolated myself. I've always self-isolated myself when I felt down, when I felt like shit. So guess, I did the most stupidest thing I could ever do. I started picking up the bottle and I started drinking. Go ahead, Michelle. And when I drank, I thought the bottle was my only friend because I had God with me, but at the point I didn't care. I didn't care about nothing. I'm like, dude, my family don't care about me. People fucking hate me all over the place. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna drink. I'm gonna drink and drink and drink till I pass out, and then when I come back, I'm gonna drink some more. I'm gonna drink some more. I'm gonna drink some more. Till finally, one time, I come home drunk as fuck. And I turn the key to unlock the door to my house. I fall forward, flat in the doorway, passed out drunk. I got brought in the house. I got hauled to my bed. They took my shoes off. They tried to undress me, but they couldn't, so they just left me there. And I woke up the next morning with the biggest fucking hangover, wondering what the fuck happened. Well, they were waiting in the kitchen. Oh, actually, it was in the living room for me. They looked up at me. I couldn't even face them. I could not even face them, face my peers. I couldn't face them at all. I just looked at them, and I turned around, washed my face, combed my hair, brushed my teeth, acted as if nothing happened. Well, pretty soon enough time passed till I started getting that urge, I started getting that urge to go out and get drunk. So I was stopped. And they said, you ain't going nowhere. We heard what you done. We seen what you done. And you ain't going nowhere. And I went, what do you mean? He said, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So you sit your ass down or go back down to your room and lie down because you ain't going nowhere. And in the morning, we're going to take you to AA. And I'm like, what the fuck is AA? And they were like, Alcoholics Anonymous. They took the time to seek help out for me. So I said, sarcastically, I was like, what's the point in this? This is just pointless. So just for the fuck of it, I just decided to go. So I went, and I sat there, leg crossed like this. Now, and I just told everybody, look, I'm just letting y'all know that I'm here because I was made to be here. I don't really want to be here. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't have a problem. I don't have a drinking problem. Everyone else has a problem but me. And so everybody else got to talking around. And I'm listening, as I'm listening to everybody's story, I was actually kind of shocked because everybody's story was just like mine. And everybody's experiences just like me. Michelle, go ahead and talk to him for a little bit. But anyway, I realized that a lot of people were going through similar things as I was going through. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know. And my first reaction, and I don't mean to be upsetting, but my first reaction was, damn, there's a lot of people that are just as fucked up as I am. It's true. I'm like, God damn, what a bunch of pathetic people in here. They're just like me. And I'm like, wow, okay. So I got picked up and I go home and I was asked, did you learn anything from that experience? At first I was like, well, I learned a little. One day, and they said, what'd you learn? They said, well, I said, hey, I learned that there's a lot of messed up people in this earth. There's a lot of messed up people just like me. Just like me, going through the same shit. And it didn't mean nothing at first. I didn't think anything about it. So I go to my room and I sit. And next thing you know, I get that urge again. Because all I wanted to do was just bide my time and wait to go get another drink. I go out the door. Nope, you ain't going nowhere. They had to literally drag me into my own bedroom, lock me in there, and say, you ain't coming out till you're sober. You ain't coming out until we see you. Not the drunk you, but the real you. And so for a while there, I was cussing, and I tried to slip out the window. I couldn't. And I'm sitting there shaking. So I tried to go to sleep because I was pissed off. I tried to go to sleep. I got the shakes. I got the fucking... It was a nightmare. I broke out in cold sweats because I wanted that drink. I wanted this pain to go away. I didn't want to deal with it. And then what really changed me was when I had my doctor's visit. And the doctor straight up told me, he said, AZ, if you drink one more time, don't bother coming back because you'll be dead by then. I have never heard that being put to me ever in my life. That was the first time where I actually heard the truth straight up. If you drink one more time, that might be the last one you ever do. I had done so much damage to my body that if I hadn't have quit, I'd have probably been dead by now.
AZ, I wanted to tell you how brave you are, because not a lot of people on here tell their authentic side. Not a lot of people show their soft side. Not a lot of people tell stories of what happened to their life. Me and you are like the only people besides, Nora, that actually told our story, Like, I got a story to tell that will shock people so bad on here. But I wanted to tell you that you're strong and you're an amazing person for that. And I'm glad that you're still here, because if you did still drink, I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't, and you would have never met Mom. So
You see, after all that, when I finally decided to get rid of drinking completely, I'm like, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? What's going to become of me? Because I used that bottle to replace a lot of things in my life. And without it, I felt like I lost a best friend. Because the bottle was all I had to keep me company. And now that the bottle's gone, do I miss it now? Hell no. But I did back then. Until finally, I guess, it was the will of God that for some reason things started turning around. I graduated from high school with honors. I got my first job. I was very successful. And I met my first wife, and I fell in love with her. And I raised a beautiful child, the one that's speaking right now. And I thank God every day that I'm still alive. Yes, in my past, I've tried to attempt to commit suicide 3 times. And I've been in the hospital 3 times. But you know what was funny? In my last time, a lady was checking my IVs, you know, doing the IV, checking the bags and all that. She held my hand, looked me straight in the eye, and says, AZ, I want you to promise me. She says, promise me you'll never be in this place again. I don't ever want to see you in this place again. Promise me. And she says, I want you to look me in the eye and promise me. And I said, okay, and I passed out. I tried to look for that woman constantly. There was no record of her even working there. There was no record, there was no name, no nothing. I couldn't even thank her for encouraging me to do better with myself and with my beautiful family. You know, I've gone through hell, but guess what? I'm still here to tell about it. I've gone through more things than anybody could ever possibly imagine. But guess what? I know I'm not hurting alone, because there was a lot more people that have gone through a lot worse than I've been through. Michelle, go ahead.
Look, a lot of people take their life for granted when they should be appreciating it, because not a lot of people get to live. Not a lot of people get that chance in life to be here. A lot of people are born with diseases naturally. They were just born with it, and they die off of it. They don't get a chance to enjoy life. Some people are homeless. Some people don't have roofs over their head or food to put in their freaking bellies. They starve to death. Listen here, bro. I may come off strong on YouTube and this whoopie doopie doop, but there's a lot behind that will literally shatter somebody's brain, because there's a lot of things that happen, there's a lot of things, but the most dangerous thing that ever happened to me was me getting into drugs. That was the worst that ever happened to me. Me involving myself, even though a lot of people think, oh, weed isn't a drug. Weed is just a herb and stuff like that. In a way it is, but it's dangerous when you get too addicted to it. So, listen here. There was a time where I would work so hard just to get weed, just to get it. Yeah, it was a fun habit back then. Okay, smoke, got high. Then I kept doing it. I thought I would quit. I really thought I would quit. I thought I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna do this for a little bit and then I'm gonna quit. I kept saying that. But the more I said it, the more I did it. There was times where I got ounces and ounces and ounces of weed, and I would smoke it all in one day. I wouldn't save it till it lasted me for a little bit. No, I smoked it all in one day, and then I would want to get more and more and more until my whole entire money ran out. And once that ran out, my whole entire brain would just go crazy. Like, I would fiend off of it. I would want to just break the ever-living crap out of everything, which I almost did. I almost broke my screen door just for weed, because I didn't have it, because I didn't have no weed. I wanted to do more than just smoke weed. And if I didn't have it, I would break something. I would either break something or go off on someone. How about that as an addiction? How about that?
And also,
how about that? Y'all say, weed isn't an addiction. Oh, it is. It is. I'm sorry, it is. To me, it was the worst addiction I ever got into. Bro, I smoked until my lungs almost collapsed on me. My whole entire lungs almost collapsed on me. At the age of freaking 18, bro, my lungs were collapsing. I was smoking. That's the time where I got an ounce. Maybe I was trying to get a pound, but my dealer didn't want to give me a pound because I kept getting ounces and ounces, and he was worried about me because he thought that I was gonna go kill myself. So he thought that, okay, you're just gonna get an ounce, you're not getting a pound. For me, no. Okay, I was mad, but I got it, and I got like 2. I smoked. My dad seen me with pounds of weed on me. He's like, Michelle, why are you smoking so much? And I'm like, because I want to. But no one knew why. No one knew why I smoked. I smoked to freaking numb the pain, to numb my pain, because I was miserable. I didn't want to live anymore. I got tired of the BS. I got tired of everyone treating me like crap. I got tired. I got so tired of life that I just wanted to push the button. I wish there was a button to push where it says end, and I would have ended it right there. But there was no button existing, so I might as well intoxicate myself. I might as well just smoke until I can't smoke no more, until I pass out or something, which it almost happened. Because I kept smoking, and it wasn't just out of a pipe. It was just blunts, nothing but blunts of freaking backwoods, anything that had tobacco in it that could cause something to happen. That's exactly what I aimed for. And it only took 4 blunts that day. And my lungs started, at first it was burning. It was burning so bad, I'm like, what the hell? And I kept coughing, hoping it would go away. It did for a little bit, but then I couldn't breathe. I was freaking out. I didn't even know how to get to my parents because I couldn't even talk. So I'm like, okay, I'll just let it happen. If I die here, I die here. And the more I was trying to breathe, the more it was collapsing. And that was the same day that I went to the doctor and found out that there was a lump on my neck, and they were trying to test it for cancer. They were trying to test that for cancer, and up to now, I still don't know, because I need to go back there and check. Now you see how that could be a problem. You see how, everybody's body is different. Everybody's body reacts differently to different things. But with me, when I smoke weed, bro, I either have to have it, and if I don't have it, I will freak out, because that's how addiction works. I had the shakes and everything too. I was freaking out when I was detoxing off of weed. I was sweating, I was freaking out, I was itchy all the time. And mind you, it's not just weed that I was addicted to. It was lean too. And if you look up what lean is, that is cough syrup from doctors, prescriptive. And I used to get that from the streets on the low, because I had homegirls that would plug me up with weed. Now, mind you, that's worse than weed, because that attacks your kidneys. That's worse. I have to deal with that up to this day. I still have to fight that battle of that addiction, those addictions. So don't just sit there and act like you know someone when you don't know what they went through, or you don't know what they're fighting for right now, or what they're trying to fight over, Because a lot of people in this platform like to judge people. They like to open their mouth rather than know the person and know what they went through to be here. Now, this ain't no pity party, because I don't want no one feeling bad for me, because the mistakes I've made in my life are the mistakes I made, and it was my choice. It was no one else's choice but mine. Just like with AZ, the choices he made, it was his choice. It wasn't no one else's choice. No one put a gun to our heads and tell us to do this, and this. No, we chose to do it. Now, that goes for everybody here on this platform, everybody in the world. When you do something, don't blame other people for your actions or your mistakes. You own up to that, and you own up to what you did. Don't just sit there and blame other people for what you did, because you know why? That is not accountability. You need to learn what accountability means. It doesn't mean for you to put the victim card and blame other people. That is not the way. The way to actually be a woman or a man is to own up to your mistakes and what you've done in your life, whether it was good or bad. Whether it hurts somebody that you love or not, or the people around you or not, you gotta own up to that. You can't just sit there and blame other people. Even if it was back then, you can't bring up...
Thank you, Andrew, I appreciate that.
Even if it was back then, you can't bring up the past and blame it on other people. You started a mess, now you have to clean it up. You made your bed, now you gotta lie in it, bro. You made that step to do that. Now how you gonna get out of it? Because blaming other people ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work out. You doubting yourself because of your mistakes, You really think that's gonna help? You need to learn to say, you know what, okay, I made this mistake. Okay, I did this, I did that. Now what am I gonna do from this point on so I can do better? Don't just sit there and just doubt yourself and blame yourself. Oh, I'm a piece of crap. Oh, I'm never gonna do good because I did this and this and this and everyone hates me. That's your point of view. Everyone around you is saying they love you. Everyone around you is telling you you can do better. Isn't that encouraging enough for you to go on and do your thing? Isn't that encouraging enough for you to stand up and actually say, okay, I'm gonna do it? No matter how bruised up life gets or how bloody it gets, you gotta learn to stand up, man. You gotta learn to get your bones back together and stand up and walk. Because if you don't, life is just gonna keep knocking you down, knocking you down, knocking you down until you're nothing, until you are in the ground dead. That's how life's gonna be. Life is gonna keep kicking rocks at you. It's gonna keep throwing stuff at you. You gotta learn to dodge it or let it hit you. It's like a freaking boxing ring. You're in a match with life. Are you gonna let it beat you up or are you gonna fight it? Are you gonna let it beat you up or are you gonna freaking fight it, dude? You need to learn these things because your mind can play tricks on you. Your mind is the dangerous part of your whole entire body. And that's coming from me. That is the truth. Your mind is the dangerous part of your whole entire head and body. Because it plays tricks on you, pal. And it's up to you whether you are playing with that trick or are you gonna say, hey, you're not getting me. You're not getting me. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. I don't care what I hear. I don't want to listen to you. I want to listen to my own self. I want to do things that I want to do, not what you want to do. Because guess what? I feel like life tempts you so bad, and it's not life. To tell you the truth, it's the devil. The devil plays tricks on you so bad, he lays one trap, and if you fall for that, that's it. That's it. He gets you like that. Now all you have to do, how are you gonna get out of that trap? Are you gonna let it keep consuming you? Are you gonna let him keep beating you up? Are you gonna let him keep saying to you that you can't do anything in your life? Or are you gonna show him that you can beat him by trusting God and yourself? If you can do that, you can do anything. Nothing is impossible in this world. And that's something people don't understand. A lot of people say, oh, this is impossible. Climbing to the Mount Everest is impossible. Then how did somebody else do it? How did that person do it? How did my dad survive 3 times in a row? How did he survive those overdoses? How did he survive those? Because obviously, if he wasn't strong, he wouldn't be here. How did I survive my overdoses? How did I survive me cutting myself and bleeding to death? How did I survive? How did I beat my addiction problem?
Get out of there.
Huh? Because if I wasn't strong enough, I wouldn't be here either. I would have been dead by now. You see, guys, this is something a lot of people need to learn and understand and put in their head. Because Satan is opening a door. And if you go through it, if you go through that door, oh, a lot of hell is going to be going off. A lot of things are going to be popping off because you went through that door. You chose the wrong way out. But you can get yourself out. You're not stuck there. You're not stuck in somewhere that you don't want to be.
Joe, I want to take the dog outside.
That's something people need to learn.
Oh, damn it. Get back. Come on, Serena. And then when I come back, I'm gonna tell something.
Well, hurry up, because it's about to be done and over with. Sorry, guys. Man, this is the longest stream I've ever had.
Michelle, could you give me a chance to speak for a minute? Because
Go.
I need to say a few things. Can any of y'all hear me?
Yep.
Could you hear me out there?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm going to speak now.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I know I can't see the chat because I'm taking the dog out to go to the bathroom. All right. For a while there, for a long, long while, a lot of people fucking hated me. I thought I was the most hated, worthless piece of garbage that ever walked the face of the earth. When I started my YouTube, when I first started coming to YouTube, I had such a low self-esteem that I thought I was completely and utterly worthless. I thought that nothing I did in life mattered. I thought that I was a complete and utter nothing. I thought that I meant nothing to nobody. I looked online and I saw people arguing. I saw people fighting. I saw people getting into shit. And I thought, well, maybe that's the way people work around here. Maybe that's the way people are. Maybe that's the way people act. So guess what? Instead of being a lone wolf, I wound up being one of the sheeple. I wound up started following the crowd. You know, being one of the cool kids at the table. You know, so I blended in. I started arguing with people. I started fighting with people. I started defending people for stupid reasons. But guess what? All it did, it got me in trouble. It got me in trouble, and it got me more and more into the thing that I hated the most. It got me more and more being negative. It got me more and more into hating my life and hating myself for it. So, one day, it got so bad to where I said, that's it, I've had enough. I've had enough. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be this no more. I've had enough. I'm done. I can't do this no more. I quit. And that's when once again, the divine hand of God started working. And he picked me up. He sent me the right people to come into my life to help me straighten up my life and say, AZ, this ain't the end for you. This is only the beginning. This ain't your first stop. This is your first start. And it took me a while to figure that out. A good friend of mine, my sister, Nora, pulled me to the side. And she said, AZ, what are you doing to yourself? What's wrong with you? You're pushing yourself down a path that you really don't want to be in, and I'm sick and tired of you acting this way. So why can't we take change and take steps to change this? Take steps for you to be a better, stronger person. And that's what she did. What are you doing? Why'd you put that to private for? Wow, I don't even know if anybody was listening to this. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, folks. But anyway, my sister pulled me to the side and said, what's wrong with you? And I tried to tell her something, just something to keep her contented. And she was like, no, AZ, I want to know what's wrong with you. I want to know what's really wrong with you. And it took almost a full day conversation till she finally brought it out of me. And I said, look, sis, my life is a complete and utter wreck. I can't take none of this no more. I'm feeling like shit. I'm looking like shit. I'm acting like shit. And I don't know what to do. And then she said, well, let's figure that out together. I'm going to help you. And she taught me something that I never learned myself. She taught me that, AZ, you are worth more than you realize. You are more important than you really think you are. You really are. And so every time I had a problem, every time I had an issue, I would talk about it with her. Anything it was, it didn't matter, anything. Whether it was about life or something that just irritated me, she was always there. And I'll never forget it. I never will. I'll never forget that she took me from nothing and made me into something. And she also did a heck of a lot more than that. She helped me to repair friendships and to make them stronger. She helped me in my family life to make me and my daughter a lot more closer. Even though she acts like a pain in the ass sometimes, but still, I'm blessed to have her in my life. I'm blessed to have her with me doing this live stream. I really am. And I thank God every day that she's in my life and that she's with me always. And it's true. I'm very, very blessed. And I thank God for my sis, and I thank God for the wonderful, wonderful support team that I have that helped me through all these life highs and lows. And I'm really, really eternally grateful for everything. I really am. And I'm blessed for the people in this chat. And I'm blessed for the people that are watching today. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. For real. You all are very special people. And thank you for being a part of my life, a part of this live stream, a part of this beautiful community that we're building together. Thank you, everybody. And I hope that I myself can maybe help you guys as you guys have helped me. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream now. But I thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. Much love to everybody, and God bless. Good night.